Hey guys, it's Eric
and Jay,
and we're coming to you with a quick episode today because we want you to take some time, spend it with the family, enjoy your vacation, enjoy your day off work.
Yeah, we want you to enjoy your holiday. Didn't want to take up a whole lot of your time, but we thought we'd jump in here and share one new thing that we worked on recently that we wanted you to check out if you did have the time, and that is issue 2 of the update, which we are calling the work issue.
Look at that, a lot of work going on here, Jay.
Work? Oh, we're working today. So, if you guys checked out issue 1 of the update, you know that this is our quarterly written publication showing some of the trends happening outside of Silicon Valley. And we have a few different elements that we wanted to highlight and call out. After a brief editor's note from Eric and I, the issue opens up with an editorial from both Eric and I. And Eric, I'll let you speak to your editorial.
Yeah, so one thing I've been thinking a lot about lately is the macroeconomic trends surrounding Silicon Valley and talent and how it follows a similar city, New York City, with the financial wave that happened in the 80s. So I talk about what I'm calling the innovation hub cycle and the future of Silicon Valley. Jay, what do you talk about?
In my editorial, I look at the role of talent in startup companies and dispelling what I think is a myth that the need for talent and the shortage of talent stops with engineers. Living here in Columbus, Ohio, I share some of the short history of the last 5 years in growth entrepreneurially with the startup ecosystem here, in what I see and hear as a talent shortage for a lot of different roles, including product managers, data scientists, digital marketers, sales, and executive talent. So that was what I shared, and we followed that up with a cover story on our first interview ever on the podcast, tilr in Cincinnati.
And that's a fun one. It's all about growth. It kind of links back to the first episode as well, because our deal memo ended with questions about growth and how they were going to grow. And this profile, I think, really flushes that out and kind of comes full circle.
Something I remembered from our tilr interview was just how unique their funding journey had been to that point. And this, as a part 2, follows that trend because although tilr has now scaled into 20 states and 30 plus markets, they're doing it in a very different way than your traditional Instacart, Uber, or Lyft city launching model.
Next, we're going to talk about the meat of the update. I mean, this is where you come for some real brain power, Jay.
That's right. This is where the good writing is, and that is our guest editorials. We had 4 guest editorials in this issue, and they are, for the most part, aligned with the work issue. The first editorial being Kevin McArdle, the CEO of SureSwift Capital, talking about the future of work and why more companies should be remote first.
Quick aside on that one, we posted that article to Hacker News with the hopes that it might get a couple of reads, and it actually hit number 1 on Hacker News, which, some people have been working on for a decade, and we got it on our first day on the site. So thank you to Kevin for that amazing piece.
Number 1 for a few hours, front page just about all day. Highly recommend checking that out. And it's followed by a very related article by Ryan Merkett, a partner at our friends Firebrand Ventures, talking about best practices in managing remote teams.
After that, Amy Nelson, who's the CEO of Venture for America, tells us about why geography still matters.
Amy was a guest on the podcast just a couple of weeks ago. I would recommend listening to that episode as well. But she wrote a great piece about venture capital in the United States and why geography still matters. And that was followed up by Holly Bylin, the editor-in-chief of Hypopotamus. Her article was called, Yes, There's Startup Media Outside of the Valley. Here's how to find them. It's a very tactical how-to pitch your startup to media and find media outside of Silicon Valley.
And Jay, we've been putting together a database of media companies outside of Silicon Valley for a while. So this article was really helpful for me, finding media companies.
Very timely. And we follow that up with our, what we call the finger on the pulse section, which is a curation of a few regional articles that we think are must-reads about what is going on in areas outside of Silicon Valley. We've got a piece from CityLab on brain drain, a piece from Forbes on the Midwest driving top venture returns. We have an awesome report from Embark Collective, our friends in Florida, on the Southeast capital landscape, a piece from Crunchbase and CNBC as well.
And then throughout the rest of the update, we have a bunch of trinkets, some gifts, and a ton of other content that we think you guys would enjoy including some news on our portfolio companies, some podcast recommendations, and some further listening and reading recommendations we think you'll love.
You obviously like listening to podcasts. Check out those recommendations. It wasn't just from us. It was also from Justin Jackson, Natalie Sportelli, and Colby Donovan. So highly recommend checking out that curated list. We're really proud of this, guys. We think it's a step increase from issue 1, and we're proud of issue 1 as well. So if you have a chance, go to upside.fm/update or just go to upside.fm. It'll be easy to find issue 2 from there. And if you want to contribute to a future issue of the update, we also have a page explaining how you can do that as well. Issue 3 will come out in September.
Until then, have a great 4th of July. I hope you have some hot dogs and get to see some fireworks. Jay and I will be
Eating hot dogs and watching fireworks?
Jay and I will be doing the same.